DBSCG things.
What's up, Yuhp gang? It's your boy Taxon, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG Things. And today we're going over another very exciting battle, guys. It's going to be round 2 of our local this week. This is going to be Super 17 versus Cumber. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to say if you guys want any custom mats and or sleeves, absolutely check out Promats, guys. This is the best place to go get your custom card needs, and if you guys do decide to get a mat from them, make sure you guys use the promo code Yuhp to save on your entire order. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this battle or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, let's turn it around and dive in. Alrighty, you guys, and here we are with round 2 of our local this week. We have Hellfighter 17 on the left side versus Cumber on the right. Cumber starting off this game for us by charging an energy and then playing his 1-cost Evil Saiyan to top 5 search for a Black Saiyan or his Unison. Here it looks like he's grabbing his Trunks. This guy is a pretty solid card for the deck. I believe he is an activate main searcher, and then also forces your opponent to draw and discard, which is pretty nice. Starting off Hellfighter's turn by charging and then swinging with leader, top 5 search. He's going to find himself his 1-cost Android 17. It looks like Evil Saiyan is going to go ahead and combo his 1-cost off the field in order to survive that attack. Of course, that Z energy is going to set up his Fu for next turn and his awakening conditions. Playing the 1-cost that he searched with his leader, not with his leader, but playing the 1-cost at top 5 searches and then finding his dual droid card. Going into turn 2 here for Cumber, playing out his Fu 1-cost Z card, Z stacking his Cumber from the Z deck, awakening his leader, untapping 1, drawing 1, and then I believe going down to 6 life. I imagine he does pick up those lives at some point this game. It does seem a wee bit late, but we'll see what he decides. If he ends up taking himself down to 6 or not, we'll see. Anyways, we're going to see the activate main from Trunks in order to discard and then look for Saiyan off the top 5. And of course, or it doesn't discard, it plays to the opponent's battle area. That opponent must draw a card and then discard 1 card from their hand. We're seeing the Fu effect to pay 1 and then detach the Cumber out from underneath it. We're going to see the Overlord effect, or the effect from Cumber in order to give that Trunks Overlord, and then we're going to see the Fu activate Overlord in order to bottom deck that Trunks and draw a card. Here we're going to see the attack of the 2-cost Cumber. It is a 15k attack that gives something Servant on attack. Unfortunately, the card in Hellfighter's battle area right now is Barrier, so he cannot target that. Swinging with the leader next. Looks like we do see a combo. Seeing 2 combos there in order to stay at a little bit higher life. And it looks like Cumber does pass turn. There he is picking up those 2 life. He was supposed to go down to 6 when he awoken. Out comes a second energy for Hellfighter 17, swinging with the leader here. Leader gets to top 5 search. Grabbing himself just about any android in the deck. It looks like he does grab his negate android. This guy does grab any android, I believe, from the deck and then place it in the drop area. Very easy way for him to set up his yellow android 17. Awakening the leader next, since we have a Hellfighter and android in the battle area and Z energy. We're going to flip and draw 2. We're going to see Cumber comboing to get out of that attack, and then we're going to see 2 energy investment for the Unison here. Ticking up to 4 and then swinging 15k. That is at the Unison. That does knock a marker off. And we're going to see the activate main effect from the leader, choosing not to take any life and then knocking a marker off the Unison. Yes, it is up to on both effects. You can choose up to 1 life and then up to 1 marker from your opponent's Unison, so you do not have to take a life in order to knock a marker off your opponent's Unison, which is pretty nice. So Fu back at 1 marker. We're going to see turn 3 here for Cumber. We do have quite the board established already. We have our Overlord Fu in play. We have our Z battle card, 15k Fu or Cumber in play, and then we also have the Fu Unison in play as well, tagged along with the 15k leader. That is quite a bit of attacks. We're going to start off by paying 1 energy in order to play out the big Goku. This guy, when you're playing it under the cumber leader, he is essentially a 25k double strike for 1 energy. So it looks like those damages do go through to Hellfighter 17, going down to 4 life here. We're going to see the activate of Overlord on Fu in order to bottom deck that Goku and draw a card. Swinging with the leader next, going 15 to 15. I imagine this is at the leader. Nope, that was directed at the Unison. 15, I imagine if he's bombing the Unison, this is at the Unison as well. All these attacks going directly into the Unison. And yeah, another 15 going into the Unison, putting that Unison down to 1. So Frieza Charismatic is offline, so obviously Cumber in a little bit better situation when it comes to his 6 drops and a little bit of his more expensive plays here. Looks like he does pass turn with 2 energy up. Of course, that does leave him energy for quite a bit of different defensive tools that Cumber has access to, including a new counterplay that allows a 4 cost or less being played from into your opponent's battle area goes into your battle area instead, which means you do get on-play autos from that as well if you end up running that card in this deck. It is a little bit expensive, but it is definitely an option, and it does cost 2, so we do see 2 energy up. It's definitely an option, definitely something that could happen. Of course, we do have access to things like Petrification, a lot of other black tools, including the Bean that came out like 2 sets ago, because we do have a Z card that sticks in field for most of the game. So a pretty nice utility, a lot of things that we could use those energy on. Anyways, we're going into turn 3 for Hellfighter here, starting off his turn by swinging with his leader. Looks like we're going to see 1 energy investment. Nope, looks like these are probably directed at the Unison, probably just trying to clear the Unison. It looks like we do see a negate of the Vegeta. He is a 10k, so he's a 10k and a blocker as well, so if you do decide to attack with him, it is definitely something you can do. We're going to see 1 energy investment for the dual droids. Of course, the Activate main plays them, and then you have another Activate main that doesn't cost anything that plays the 1 costs from separate areas of the deck. So it does look like we see the activation of that extra card, 2 energy and a card from hand in order to have the card being played to our Cumber's battle area instead, which is very, very nice. Now we have that free 15k attacker on top of all the cards that we've already established. Paying 1 energy in order to go into the 6 cost, popping 17 from the Z energy and choosing a Hellfighter from the battle area in order to play this 20k double strike blocker, I believe, into his battle area. Very solid. Of course, we will probably see the activation of the Z leader during this phase as well. We'll see if that's something that ends up happening or not. Of course, the Z leader, if you're at him, does untap this guy and allow him to utilize his blocker skill to his maximum potential. And of course, if we're using this Unison in this deck, of course we have access to him being a revenge blocker as well, which is really nice. So it looks like we are swinging with the Vegeta into the Unison. We are going to put a 5k into the Unison in order to really get rid of it before it becomes more and more of a problem. Looks like that's probably going to be about it for Hellfighter 17's turn here. Probably going to pass turn unless he goes into his Z leader here. If he goes into his Z leader, it does definitely signify that he is going to rely on Dormant and Frieza for his next turn, considering he is tapping out for it. So he does activate main on his Hellfighter leader, grab a card from under his 17, put it underneath, and that reduces the costs of all your Z leaders, or of your Z leader by 1 or 2 or something like that, which allows him to go into it for 1 energy and 2 Z, which is really, really nice. And then of course, this guy has effects where he can take cards from underneath the 17s in order to pop the effects to swap into the other Super 17s, which is really nice. It looks like he's starting off with his effect and go through his deck in order to grab Cell. Cell, of course, if you use him out from underneath your leader for 1, it does give your leader double strike, and like I was mentioning in a previous video, the leader does have an effect that if you tap an energy, he does untap. So he does have the potential to be a double strike dual attack leader, which is pretty nice. Anyways, that was it for Hellfighter. Now he's Super 17. It for that turn, going over to Cumber's turn 4 here. Does have quite the board state still established. We have the 15k Z card in play. We have the Android 17 and Hellfighter 17 in play from the activation of the counterplay when Hellfighter went to play him. And then it looks like we're going to start off our turn by activating the main on Trunks to top 5 search, find ourselves a Black Saiyan or the Unison, and then play him into our opponent's battle area. Of course, that's going to proc a draw and a discard for Super 17 as well. So there goes the draw discard. It looks like he discarded a Frieza, so we should probably expect to see a Frieza coming out this game. And he did play a card. That Trunks does count as him playing a card, so you can counterplay it with Frieza and, of course, choose cards from your opponent's battle area in order to KO them. My personal opinion, I probably would have held on to that Frieza in case one of the 6-drops decided to come out. They don't have protection in their activate main to play them for one is limit 1, so that Frieza really would stop that dual attacker. Anyways, it looks like we're activating Overlord. That guy is going to bottom deck the Trunks from the opponent's battle area and draw a card. Of course, probably gave that Servant with the leader's effect. Swinging with the leader next, going 15, I imagine, at the leader. Unless it's at the unison, it could just be at the unison. It looks like we are activating the effect of that Vegeta. It looks like he gets rid of the 6-drop Super 17 in play, and then we see the activation of a super combo as well, going up to 25. We're going to see if 25 is enough to force some cards out of Super 17's hand. It looks like he's going to go ahead and super combo. This is an older super combo that not many people see nowadays, but it is I believe if you're at 5 or less and you're a green android leader, your opponent discards a card from their hand, and then this card gains 10,000 power and 10,000 combo power. Very, very old Android 16 super combo, but very nice to see it utilized very well in this deck, being so searchable and also just very easy to utilize in this deck. So swinging in with the 25, that guy did land his damage there on Super 17. Looks like next we're going with the Z card, the Z card. This is a 2-drop 15k. If we do activate Dormant, that guy will die. We'll see. Looks like we're activating the combo of a Goku. When you combo it, you can give one of your cards 10,000 power and then play this card into your opponent's battle area, which is pretty nifty considering this card is Servant, so you can't overlord him if you really, really want to. And that just makes that 2-drop a 25k single. So we'll see what Super 17 decides to do in order to kind of slow down some of this pressure, because we do still have 3 energy up on Cumber's side of the field, which means that we can still access things like our boss monster or our secret rare if necessary. Just going over some cards here, just rereading the Goku, making sure that worked exactly how they thought it did. Looks like we're going to see a couple combos here. The Goku would technically just, once you combo it, the auto procs, it gives one of your cards 10k and it just replays back to Cumber's battle area. So that is a small minor misplay that neither player caught. So that it's kind of on the players, kind of on the Cumber player, honestly. Paying 2 to go into the Fu here. That guy does have Overlord, so he does, of course, choose his own choose his own Vegeta in order to bottom deck it and draw a card, and then we're swinging with a 20k critical. We're going to see the activation of a super combo here going up to 30 crit. That life goes to the drop area. So we have 1 energy left on Cumber's side of the field. If he has a 6-drop, that is still an option. We'll see if he decides to do that or if he just passes. It looks like he's going over to Hellfighter's turn here. Hellfighter seeing yet another day in order to try to end Cumber's madness here. So we're going to see turn 4. We're going to see a charge for this deck here. A little passity pass of a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. That's a special summon off an activate main in case you didn't know. Going into the drop area to choose a card with the leader, or no, I apologize, using the effect of one of the 1-drops from the drop area in order to swap a Z energy out and place that into the Z energy. Very useful when it comes to wanting to play your 8-drop and or 6-drops, because you need the Android 17s and Hellfighters in your Z energy in battle area, which is kind of a thing. So we're going to see the activate main of Dr. Mew. We're going to pitch him from the hand in order to play a 17 and a Hellfighter from the drop area. And then we're going to see the 1 energy investment in order to go ahead and absorb a card from the Z energy and a card from the battle area in order to go ahead and shoot out the Android, or the Super 17. So this guy, like I said before, is a double strike blocker. Pretty solid card if I do say so myself. Swinging in with the 25k. Looks like we're going to combo. Or I apologize, I don't think he's 25k, he's 20, and then comboing that puts him to 25k. Looks like we're going to activate the Z Awaken of Cumber here, 1 energy and then 2 Z energy in order to go into this Z leader. And then since he tapped an energy, it does proc the auto on the Z leader for Super 17 in order to KO something and untap his leader. So getting a second attack out of his leader and then a little bit of board removal, very nice for Super 17 here. We're going to see the super combo in order to get out of that double strike attack, and then that Z charges going into the next attack with the leader that is only going to be a 20k. Both of these Z leaders are 20k, so it looks like he does go ahead and just give him a 5k in order to survive that single strike. It looks like we see a search here. Looks like we're going to grab ourselves a super combo, which is always a great bet. It looks like I do see a dormant in Super 17's hand, so maybe we will get lucky and survive next turn. Maybe we'll have a chance to see a turn 5. Looks like 25 on the unison attack here, forcing a discard, putting his opponent to 2 life. Looks like we're going to see 2 energy in order to go into the 8 drop. A very big play here. He got the 6 drop and the 8 drop out in 1 turn here. Very, very powerful effects here. Looks like we're going to see a swing. They got a super combo and a 5k out of his hand. Swinging yet again. This guy is a double strike dual attack, I believe, while they are both blockers. The 6 drop just double strike and blocker. The 8 drop is a double strike dual attack and blocker. So very solid board state he's got going here. We'll see how long it lasts and against Cumber, considering Cumber can just give these things servant and just overlord them in order to go ahead and combo and, you know, keep himself alive while also getting rid of board state, which is pretty nasty. So we see the uptick on the unison, giving everything all green cards in the battle area, all mono green cards in the battle area revenge, and then activating the effect of the Z leader in order to pop a card under 17 and then flip floppy into the blondie. Going into turn 5 for Cumber here. Not much in hand. It looks like he's got 1 card in hand, so he's kind of running out of options this turn because he had to use so many cards from hand in order to stop that pressure that Super 17 was pushing out last turn. So it does look like we are utilizing quite a few different effects. It looks like we're paying 1 for the Foo Z card, out comes Foo, yada yada, pay 1 for his effect to play the Cumber out from underneath, auto on him when he's played, you get to play or attacks, you get to choose something and give it servant. I don't know why that was kind of blowing right over mine for a second. But anyways, and then we're activating the Overlord of a Foo in order to bottom deck that 8 drop and then draw a card with the Overlord. Very powerful effect. So we'll see if a dormant smacks down at the start of this attack here. Cumber with 1 card and 2 cards in hand, so probably not too much combos he can do here. Looks like we do see the activation of Dormant and then, of course, the auto on the leader to switch a 17 to active mode. That Dormant does KO the Z card, so he doesn't have to deal with that attack now. This attack is going through, though, so he does have to have some sort of combo power in order to survive it, but it looks like he decides to activate his blocker skill instead. So he doesn't have that revenge for a battle card now, but it is okay because, of course, stopping this leader swing is very important because this deck does have access to things like Kraken Space-Time, which, of course, could very much so end this battle very easily. So it looks like he swings, and that is it because his last card in hand was his secret rare. Looks like Cumber wins, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.